Hi there. You probably clicked on this video because you saw the title for the video, the putting lesson I would give Scottie Scheffler. Well, I'm going to show you today what I do with all my students when they want to talk about putting. So the first thing I always do with them is I want to test and see which eye they're dominant in. The test I use is putting my hands like this with a little hole in the middle. I flip it up and have them go like this. As you can tell, I'm a right eye dominant person. If you're left eye dominant, that's going to affect your setup to hit putts. Right eye dominant typically is not much setup wise to work with. Now conversely, if I was played left-handed and was right eye dominant, I would have to adjust my setup to accommodate that. Okay? But I think Scottie Scheffler is right eye dominant, so I don't think that's a problem for him. I would definitely test it though. The next thing, wingspan. I want to test his wingspan, see how long his wingspan is versus his height. My thought is, based on how he swings the club, he swings it very upright up here with it, that his wingspan's greater than his height. How that's going to affect him with a putter in his hand is how far he's going to bend over to get down to the golf ball. The longer your arms are, the less you're going to bend over to get to it. So I want to know that. Okay? The next thing I want to test is his trail shoulder external rotation. I want to find out what that is. Okay? As you can tell when I do this, I don't have very much. Okay? In fact, I have almost negative some. What that means to you is my students that have external shoulder rotation, their trail hand tends to be more under. Students with less external shoulder rotation, their trail hand turns to be more over. Also, I do another test also with them, and by the way, I learned this stuff from the Ultimate Golf Lesson with Mike Adams and Terry Rolls, and they also had a golf pro, Bruce Brerick, who's from Indiana, a putting coach, and I got a lot of stuff from them, and this is my interpretation of what I've learned. The next test I do with them, putting hands together like this here, and have them just swing their arm back like this here. As you can tell, when I do that, my elbow just pops up and back like this here. That's because of my lack of external shoulder rotation. I have students, when they do this, will do this. That's a lot of external shoulder rotation. Okay? So when I see that, I'm naturally going to have their trail hand a little bit more underneath the club. Next up I'm going to do with it from there is I'm going to do the one hand test. I'm going to put their hands on the putter, just the left hand to start with, and I want to see when they stroke it like this here, do they have control of it? What's the stroke look like? This for me doesn't look too bad. If I turn it over like this here a little too much, wow, that doesn't feel right at all. Okay, so for me, this is where I go. As you can tell here, I've got control of the face, it's pretty straight and forward and back. If I go under like this here with my lack of external shoulder rotation, oh golly, you can see that's where it wants to go. That's not a good way to putt. If I go this way though, much straighter, much more control. I can also test that with this box here, okay? If I set this up like this here with my current setup, I can push it and it goes forward straight like this here. If I go under with this hand and push it forward, oh golly, you saw that right away. It opened the face. I can do the same thing with my left hand, okay? So those are the two things there. I would definitely test both of those because I don't think he's got his hands on the club correctly for him. Last thing I want to test, which I know he already, he's a front poster. When he swings the golf club, he goes over here, okay? This is where I fixed my own putting by doing this. I was always right here, very even. I put the ball a little more forward, got more weight on my front foot, turned my hands like I need to on the club, and all of a sudden, I could hit it on line. So that'd be the things I would have. I would test him and check for sure and work him into that movement pattern, okay? Hardest thing once you do that though is getting used to seeing that ball come out of the putter, off the putter face differently, because it's going to come out differently than what you're expecting. So it's going to take a little time to get used to that as well. But that's what I would do, definitely do for him or any other student I have. Anyway, comment. Thank you.